Holy cow, Alibaba, how's everyone today? Halong Bay is one of the highlights in Hanoi. It is about 188 kilometers away from Hanoi City. This is not the first time we visited Halong Bay. The first time I came here was a one-day trip, just a few hours on the cruise. That time, we booked a one-day Halong Bay cruise with Klook. Now this time we opted for 3 days, 2 nights in Halong Bay with Orchid Cruise. Most of the Halong Bay cruises offer a pick-up and drop-off service from Hanoi Hotel. It takes about 3 hours from your hotel to Halong Bay. There are many cruises available in Halong Bay and we booked Orchid Classic Cruise. It has 14 cabins on board and all cabins has an ocean view. The cruise launches in 2016, so it's pretty new. Food and activities are planned for 3 days, 2 nights. An English-speaking guide will be touring on board. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are all inclusive. The luxury vans pick us up at around 7:30 a.m. from our hotel and go to a few other hotels to pick up other guests. We arrive at the waiting lounge in Halong Bay at around 11:30 a.m. After that, we catch the feeder boats to the Orchid Cruise because the water is too low for the bigger cruise to come near the marina. It took about 15 to 20 minutes to reach the Orchid Cruise. There are Classic Orchid or Premium Orchid. We booked the Classic Cruise. Upon boarding the cruise, the buffet style for lunch was ready for us. The first activities start from 3 p.m. in the afternoon to the dark and bright caves, which is an ideal place for an up-close to Halong Bay by bamboo boat or kayak. If you choose bamboo boat, someone will be paddling for you and you can sit and relax and enjoy the view for about half an hour to 45 minutes. In the evening, there are rice paper spring roll making on the cruise before dinner. Dinner starts at around 7 p.m. with an elegant French and Oriental style of fine dining. The room in the Orchid Classic is quite spacious. We have 3 adults sharing a cabin which is about 36 to 72 square meter. The deco inside the cabin was exotic wood and marble. In the bathroom, both shower and bathtub are provided. Free Wi-Fi is available on the cruise, but most of the time the connection was not great. On the top deck of the cruise, there is a minibar that serves you alcohol and drinks. There is also a small jacuzzi but no swimming pool. Well, you can always swim in Halong Bay River. Okay, let's talk about day 2 in Halong Bay. We were out the whole day from 8 a.m. in the morning. The feeder boat brings us to the first activity, that is cycling in the village of Viet Hai fishing village. It is about 5 kilometers each way. There are also optional electric car service if you do not want to cycle. The road is pretty good except a few up and down hill, so just watch out especially when it is downhill. The way to Viet Hai fishing village is simply beautiful, where at one point we will cycle through a short dark tunnel. We stopped at one of the ancient houses and local banana was served. The day 2 lunch was at the Orchid Cruise, not the cruise where we stay, but at a different cruise with an air-conditioner dining area and public clean changing toilets and bathroom on board. It was in June that we went, so the weather was pretty hot. So it is very comfortable to dine on the aircon dining cruise. Food was served. Not the buffet style, but served to each group separately. After lunch, we rest a while before we went for the next activity, which is kayaking or swimming near the Bao Trai Dao, 3 peach islets. At around 5 p.m., we went back to our main cruise. The dinner on the second night was another highlight. Food was nicely served to our table individually. The presentation is very pretty with a mix of Vietnamese and Western styles. On day 3, you can still do kayaking in the morning and early lunch was provided at around 10. At about 11:30 a.m., we disembark Orchid Cruise and back to Tuan Chau Marina, where our transfer are there to pick us up to go back to Hanoi. We reach Hanoi at around 2:30 p.m. The total charge per person for 3 days 2 nights is USD $275, including cabin, activities and food. Transfer from Hanoi to the marina in Halong Bay is not inclusive. The transfer service is USD $40 per person to and fro to Hanoi Hotel. Now my final thoughts for you. How long should you stay on the Halong Bay cruise? I would strongly recommend you to get the 3 days 2 nights. That way you have more time to relax and soak in the nature of Halong Bay. The second day is one of the highlights where we got to cycle in Viet Hai fishing village, where you are able to enjoy the countryside in Vietnam and get up close with the paddy field and fishing village. Food provided in Orchid Cruise is 9 out of 10. The portion is enough and tastes very yummy and well presented on the table. The cabin is very spacious and it has all the basic facilities that you require. Well, if you ever go to Hanoi, please include 3 days 2 nights Orchid Cruise in your itinerary.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils.
I hope you enjoy my travel story. See you in the next chapter. Bye bye.
That I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things.